Good morning. What's happening? Happy Sunday. Hey, I just read an article. I was reading some scriptures, and I sometimes just skip and read some articles while I'm reading scriptures. But I came across an article that said that Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet or something. You know that Neil Druckmann game, Naughty Dog. I guess they're skipping the Game Awards, and I guess they're not going to release in 2026. So I thought I'd drop this on my channel because I always try to find something because y'all know I like playing video games. But uh, just Jason Schreider guy that's always, knows all this stuff. I was just reading an article just now. I was going to read the whole article, but I'm just going to wing it from what I read. They're going to skip the Game Awards this year, and also they're going to not release that game in 2026, which to me, I don't blame them. And then they said that Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann them has gone a whole generation without dropping a game, which it takes too long to make a game in the first place. So, and then they said that this game has something to do with religion, but it's not the type of religion that is what we think. I read the article is about what a person actually truly feels is what they feel is right or something. So I was reading the article, but some of the latest that Last of Us 2, they went full on, Ellie being gay and all that kind of stuff. So you know how they kind of went into that route and all that kind of stuff. So then the Abby thing. I really enjoyed that game, but I got rid of it because I didn't like it. It was a good game though, and it definitely deserved game of the year. But I just didn't like that story. But I played it and beat it though, and it's a good game. See, I'm the type of person that I will actually say if something's good and I don't like it. Like I watched the show the other day. I like the show, but it's got too many things in it that I don't care for, so I'll I won't watch it no more. There's two of them, very good shows. I sit there and go, this show is good, but I just don't like how they wrapped it around certain things. So I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna watch this. So yeah, they said that Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet, is not going to drop a trailer. So they say. You never know. We got till December 11th when they have the Game Awards. But they said that Naughty Dog hasn't put nothing out for a whole generation of consoles. What generation of consoles? So maybe, but in a way, man, they did get a lot of flack from that trailer because people didn't care for it. So I guess people didn't care for it. It didn't bother me that much. I kind of wish that they quit trying to make the chicks look so butchy looking. I just don't care for these butch looking chicks, man. Looking like some half-assed dude or something. So, uh, but they seem to go on that route. Me personally, I personally think that yeah, real quick, I was out. My son, I haven't seen my son in a while. I got five kids, but my oldest son, I haven't seen him in a while. He wanted to go out and have dinner, so I was happy to see him. So he's like, Dad, what is going on with the movies and the video games and all that? He goes, My goodness, God. He said, It's just terrible. This is coming from a 30-year-old. And I was like, Yeah, man, it's messed up. He goes, Lee, Dad, it's just a remake after remake. You got all this race swapping. He said, This is my son. And I was like, Yeah. I said, It's he said, Man, he said he goes, they seem like everything is a checkbox, man. He said, It's just I said, Yeah, and you can see that. I said, You can see that at your age. I said, I'm in my 60s and you're 32, and you can see that at your age. And he said, Dad, it's just what's going on? He goes, Man, I can't even hardly play these video games. He said, It's just and I'm gonna wrap it up with this. So I said, and he said, Dad, he said, take Expedition 33. He loved that game because my son, uh, my one son, texted him, he told him, say, hey, man, you got to play this Expedition. I said, man, I hope that game gets Game of the Year. I hope Expedition 33 gets Game of the Year just from the way that they had to make that game and how it is a great story, you guys. That's a great story how they made that game, how it all came together, how it all came together. You gotta look on this one YouTuber. He really breaks it down on how that was brought together. And he said, Dad, I just love that game. I said, yeah, a lot of people love that game, man. He said, I said, I'm hoping that game gets Game of the Year, but I was just shocked that he actually, said that about this man, God. He said, God, he said, I just hardly don't even watch TV. I don't even hardly play. He goes, if I play video games, he goes, it's got to be old. He said, I said, yeah, man, all the old video games are where it's at. So in closing, I said, yeah, man, I said, I'm gonna have to start going towards the, I guess you call it the Eastern companies, because they're the only ones that make, girls look like girls, and, male, female, there ain't no he, they, she, there ain't no he, they, and, uh, uh, you know, type A and type B. That's just some of the dumbest stuff I have. I just don't get it. And I said, yeah, man. I said, them Eastern developers, man, they still. I think I'm gonna have. I like Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade was just a sexy chick going around kicking somebody's butt, and I love that, and I just don't. I just don't. I don't get into these butchy looking chicks, man. That looks like a half dude or something. I'm just not into it. So anyway, I still think that you can't just think that that game's not going to be good, because Neil Druckmann and them and Naughty Dog, they can make some good games. So I'm on the fence. Like I was last year. I put up the year before. I think it was last year when Astrobot won Game of the Year. I was like, well, I did see the trailer for Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet, and I have to give it the benefit of the doubt. We didn't see that much, and then it did. The next day, all the YouTubers, they put up there, including myself, but I didn't put up anything hateful. But a lot of people didn't like the protagonist and the main character, and uh, me personally, you guys, I think actors from Hollywood ruined our video games. I just, I'm just not into actors, man. I think they suck. And I think they ruined the video game industry, because the video game industry was the video game industry, and you had the Hollywood industry. And they wanted to combine, and I think that's one of the dumbest things ever. Because, real quick, before they, like, once in a while you did have people that was from Hollywood that would do something, voice acting every now and then, but not as much as you do now. But when the video game industry got so big and it got so popular, I kept saying, man, this is awesome, man. You're going to have the video game industry and you're going to have Hollywood industry. And I said to myself, the video game industry is gonna outdo Hollywood, even though I still like Hollywood. And what did they do? They wanted to kind of like get Hollywood involved with them. Like, they got all these actors coming on and giving out awards on Game Award and all that kind of stuff. And I'm sitting there going like this. I'm like, why? Why don't you just use regular people that was the ones that actually just, I don't know, you guys, it's hard to explain. But anyway, I never want Hollywood to be combined with the video game industry. Like I said, I'm late to the show, and these last 12 years when I started getting into video games, I said, man, why are you guys letting Hollywood get involved with you guys? They're going to ruin the game. And I think Hollywood has tarnished some of the video games. They influence video game players. They influenced people who make the game. They hired people who are into that other stuff that I don't want to get into, and they want to shoehorn their stuff into video games. And I'm sitting there going, this is not the same. So, yeah, man. But anyway, Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet, is not supposedly supposed to be. The reason why I'm putting this up there, because I am going to watch the Game Award, because I'm rooting for Expedition 33. I want him to sweep. Last year, I was super happy when Astrobot. I mean, I was happy. Because, a lot of people probably say, that game got game of the year. Yes, it did. It was just a breath of fresh air. Instead of all these deep dive story games and all that stuff, man, and message-driven games and all that stuff. They didn't do that. They just went straight to Astrobot, and they won it. And I was so happy. I was like, thank God. So this year, I want Expedition 33, just by what my son told me, just by what my oldest son told me, just by what. I think that's it. But anyway, I actually seen it. I went to visit my one son, and like I said, I got 5 kids, and he was playing the game in front of him. Said, yeah, I said, it looks good. I can't play those type of games. I told him, I said, I might wait till it's like on a sale for like maybe $15 or something. But I don't know if I'm gonna buy a game like that because I can't seem to play it. But it looks beautiful though. So anyway, I just hope Expedition 33 wins it. I mean, I just really do. I think uh, the Eastern companies, countries, or that makes video games, are going to be where I'll probably buy most of my games from here on out. Because Western companies, man, they're hell bent on two dudes kissing, two chicks kissing, and making out and putting LGBT flags in the background of their video games. I don't want to see that shit. Sorry, I just don't. Okay, so y'all need to get that crap out of here. So I just but the Western developers, they're so hell bent on putting that stuff in there. And like I said, I think you guys got Hollywood so in up your ass, and Hollywood's losing money. So now they're trying to get on the other side, trying like Hollywood wants to get in on the YouTube thing because YouTube is so big. I don't know, you guys. But in the defense of Heritage, Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet, I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully they do show some more gameplay. You know, December 11th when they drop the Game Awards, and like I said, I hope Expedition 33 wins it. Cause man, if you guys really look at how that game was made and how and what they went through and how they, it's a I can't think of that guy. He's a YouTuber. He did a really good. It's a long video though. I was like, oh my god, dude, your video is long, but he broke it down. Uh, he broke it down real good about how that game was and how it came about. It's a great story. So I hope they win it. Uh, you need more people out there that does stuff like that. But anyway, um, I just thought I'd drop that, because I don't know if you guys was looking for that, and I don't even know if you guys are going to watch the Game Awards. I'm going to watch the Game Awards because I want to see if Expedition 33 won, and plus I want to see what other games are coming out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't used to watch the Game Awards until I started watching, playing video games late. Yeah, well, shit, 12, 13 years ago I started playing them, and then you watch your kids play, and then when they go home to their moms, you get bored and you play them and stuff, and then you start getting into it, and then you find your own stuff. So uh, I hope they do win, but Expedition 33. But I kind of read that article. I was like, oh man, I was kind of hoping I could see a little bit more gameplay because Naughty Dog does make some good games. You guys, you got to give them credit. It's just lately they want to do all that message driven stuff. They want to do all that same sex stuff, and I don't know what made them do that, but maybe there's a bunch of people they hired on that's into that stuff, and they just want to put it in their game. So that's why I just think Western developers are sucking right now. They truly are, and it's terrible because they just hell bent on putting all that stuff in there. So anyway, was you guys looking forward to seeing if there's any more gameplay to the Heritage Prophet? And do you believe this article I read that there's not going to show anything in the Game Awards? Because they said Neil Druckmann and them was going to skip the Game Awards and they're not going to show anything. And they said that the Heritage Prophet is not going to come out next year, which I can't see why it would. Because none of us really know how long they've been working on that game. But I think the PS6 would be uh, a good way to drop the Heritage, you know, Intergalactic Heritage Prophet. That's a long name, you guys. But, you know, you guys, I really don't wish nothing bad on stuff. And a lot of times when I see stuff that has, I'm gonna be honest. When I see two dudes kissing, two chicks kissing, I sit there and I go like this. I watch TV and go like this, like really. And I'll stare at the TV and I go like, well, I'm not mad. But you know what? You took me out. I don't care how damn good that story is. You just took me out. I mean, you took me out. I was watching the show on Apple TV the other day. I'm starting to love that show. And I see where they're going with it. And I can see what they wrapped that story around. It's not that bad, but I can't handle it. There's another show on Netflix that's really good. And I'm sitting there going, I can't deal with that. So, uh, but you give credit where credit is due. That show on Apple TV is excellent. I ain't watching it no more. That one show that's on Netflix is excellent. I ain't watching no more. I watched one episode on Netflix. I ain't gonna name the name. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Chef's kiss. But what's in there and how they wrap the story around it, I'm done. Apple TV, same way. This show on Apple TV is, oh my Lord, it is good. I am done with it. I watched episode 2 and I was like, nope, I'm done with it. But look, folks, you give credit where credit's due. And both those shows are excellent. I just can't stomach the characters. So, anyway, you guys, I just thought I'd drop this video because, I like to talk about video games and stuff in the news and stuff. And the reason why, you guys, I want to put this out there. I don't want to keep talking about men being with men and women being women. But I want you to understand that this channel, I don't get into it at all. Do I hate them people? No. I work with people like that. And I like them a lot. I really do. I talk to them. I laugh. We joke. That's their personal life. But they don't shove it in my face. You know what I mean? Hollywood does. All these streaming services does. But, I just don't get into it. So, I can't watch that stuff. So, yeah. So, anyway, you guys, God bless. Have a good day out there and enjoy your Sunday. But, yeah, man, I just thought I'd drop this video, man. Let you know the Intergalactic, the Heritage Prophet's not going to show you. Because, the reason why I'm doing this because, I was like, oh, man, really? Because I just read that. I came across like, wow, man. It's like, because I am going to watch the Game Awards because I want to see if, Expedition 33 wins that Game of the Year. Oh, I hope they win that Game of the Year. They so deserve it. Oh, if they don't, I'm going to be mad. Oh, man, I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be disappointed. And so I was like, man, they ain't going to show nothing from the Heritage, because I wanted to see a little bit more gameplay. But can't blame Neil Druckmann and them guys and, Naughty Dog. If it's not ready, it's not ready. But I think maybe, the PS6 when it comes out. And I've just seen that the PS6 might come out in 2027. Smart. That's smart. Man, these consoles should not come out until 2027 to 2028. Yeah, I would wait till the end of 2027. I would wait till the end of 2027. Like maybe, I don't know if they ever done it before, like drop the new consoles in 2027 of November, because that's the end, almost at the end of the year, because I just think with the way that COVID was with everything and, the PlayStation 5, you couldn't get any because of the scalpers. And then finally when they was starting to get them out there, and then you had all these chip problems and stuff like that. And then the developers, they can't make these games fast enough and stuff like that, man. I just don't see it being that necessary to put another console out right away. I think a lot of y'all out there would be fine, except, the Steam machine. The Steam machine would be cool. I'm going to put this out there too. The only reason why I like the Steam machine, I ain't going to buy the Steam machine, by the way. Just to let you know. I said I was. I'm not buying it. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. The Steam machine is cool because it's a mini PC. I always been interested in the PC world. But I am not building a PC. I'm not putting it together. I'm not doing all that graphics card stuff. And I'm not doing all these settings. I just don't want to. It's cool for what people want to do that. I think it's cool. Nothing's wrong with it. But I don't want to do that. I want to take something like my Xbox Series X, my PlayStation 3, my Switch, my Xbox 360, my PlayStation 4 Pro, my PlayStation 5. I just want to plug it in and do the updates and hook in my HDMI. That's all I want to do. So the reason why I was excited about the Steam machine is the fact that you're getting a mini. Yeah, and I got my Steam Deck, and I love my Steam Deck. The Steam Deck would be awesome because you're getting a mini PC in a box. That's it, you guys. They're eliminating all the hassle. You probably plug it in, boot it up, put your HDMI cables in there, and then do a walkthrough and try to figure out the settings. Because, for instance, my Steam Deck, man, I'm starting to play. Yeah, as long as I have my Steam Deck, which is I think it's going on 2 years now, maybe. I'm just now starting to get comfortable with messing with the settings. Now, there's some people that's just what they do. They can do the settings and all that kind. I can't, but I play with it enough now. I'm starting to get comfortable and playing around with the settings. You know, the more and more you play with a gadget, the more and more you get into it, the more and more you can start figuring out how to, do stuff. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to drop this video because I am really looking forward to, uh, you know, December 11th because I want Expedition 33 to get that game of the year, baby. I wanted to get the game of the year, man. They truly deserve it. It's like last year, I was sitting there. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna show you what I did. Now I don't get that many views, but you know what? I don't care. I sit there and when it said Astrobot Game of the Year, I went like this. Yeah! I was like, yeah! You know why? Because it was just a simple platform game with nothing in it. Just a little character just going around doing stuff. I said, ooh, Lord, there's hope. There's actually hope, And so, I hope Expedition 33 gets Game of the Year because those people bust their ass. And the way that they went about making that game and how they had to, and what they went. I'm telling you, man, there's this guy, can't think of his name, but he did a good breakdown on how they did that. I can't think of his name, but he did a good job. I listened to my son sent the video to me and I played it. It's long though, but it goes from the concept of how they, and how everything just dropped into play. Expedition 33 should, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, in closing, and I really mean in closing, I just thought I'd drop this video, man, because I was like, man, dang, I was kind of hoping I'd see some, because we all watch the Game Awards because we want to see some games that's coming out. Because I don't care how bad it is and how you say, oh, it's got a lot of fluff in it to make it drag. It could have shut it down. I get it. They do drag it out. And as far as I'm concerned, man, they can kick them Hollywood actors out. Have developers and people who are in charge of the games, have them come up and talk about it. I care two shits about those Hollywood people, man. To be honest with you, I'm tired of them. Sorry, that's how I feel. Oh, we got so-and-so up here who's going to give out the award. Man, get out of here, dude. Get somebody from the industry, man, to do that. We don't need all that. Oh, Hollywood. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, so when we watch the, freaking Game Awards, we want to see the trailers of games that are coming out. And so, yeah, that's why I dropped this video, because I was like, huh? I said, man, I forgot all about that game. It would have been nice to see some more footage, actual gameplay of that game, because we really don't know what we only got like a snippet of it, So, but then again, Neil Druckmann and Naughty Dog got a lot of flack off the YouTubers because they didn't like what they seen. I was more skeptical. I was just sitting there going, I didn't care for the chick. Don't get me wrong. I looked. I said, oh, we got another Abby here. Except it's just a darker person and no hair. Abby was a built butch chick, and I just like, wow, here we go again. But I was like, Naughty Dog. I was more of an open mind kind of guy. I was like, Naughty Dog does make a, good game and compelling story. And like I said, I had Last of Us 2. I got rid of it because I didn't care for the story. But that game did deserve Game of the Year. It deserved Game of the Year because some people's like, how would you think that game deserved Game of the Year? I thought you didn't like any of that stuff in there. I didn't. But I played that game and I said, this stressed me out. I said, that game stressed me out. It stressed me out. It stressed me out so bad that I come home every day and play that game until I finished it. So I said, yeah, that game deserves Game of the Year. But no, I ain't keeping it. I love Last of Us, the original. So no, I said I'm different. It's like I just told you about those two shows, one on Netflix, one on Apple. You think I'm gonna sit there and go, that show sucks and they look good? No, these two shows, guys, trust me, they are. Oh my God, they are good. I just can't watch it. I won't watch it. I know the characters that they got in each one of these shows, I'm just like, oh man, I can't get into it, man, because it's just can't do it. So anyway, you guys, God bless. Take care of yourself out there. Have a safe week and happy Thanksgiving to all y'all if you celebrate it. And we'll see you next video.